Section 164 Clause 2 Companies Act not retrospective default before 2014 to 15 financial year can't be considered. The Kerala High Court on Wednesday dismissed a batch of petitions challenging the disqualification of around 250 directors of companies under sections 164 and 167 of the Companies Act and issued a set of directions and declarations regarding the concerns raised in the petitions. This came after approximately 250 writ petitions were filed before the court raising common questions of law. All the petitioners were disqualified under Section 164 Clause 2 for failure of their respective companies to file financial statements and annual returns. The petitions therefore challenged Section 164 and 167 and actions of the respondents pursuant thereto. These petitions were consequently heard together and disposed of by a common judgment. The litigations were initiated contending that Section 164 of the 2013 Act brought about a sweeping change in the disqualifications for being appointed as directors of companies as compared to Section 274 of the repealed 1956 Act. It was alleged that incidents leading to disqualifications under Section 164 Clause 2 are not directly attributable to directors and yet bore grave consequences on them. A single judge bench of Justice N. Nagaresh disposed of the writ petitions with the following declarations and directions. Now coming to Section 164 Clause 2 and 167 Clause 1, not ultra vires, Article 14 or 19 Clause 1G. The petitioners argued that circumstances like pandemic, prolonged lockdowns, shutting downs of internet facilities, etc., could be reasons for failure to file annual returns and financial statements. The court observed that such disqualification would arise only after 3 years and that said eventualities cannot last continuously for 3 years. Hence, it was held that sections 164 and 167 do not offend Article 14. It was further submitted that directors disqualified under these provisions were debarred from acting as directors in other companies for 5 years. The court observed that the purpose of such disqualification was to incorporate accountability, avoid mismanagement, and lift the standards of corporate governance. Hence, sections 164 and 167 fall within the exceptions under Article 19 Clause 6. Disqualification under Section 164 Clause 2 is by operation of law or de alteram partem not applicable. It was contended that when the consequences of disqualifications are so grave, principles of natural justice should necessarily be read into Section 164. This implied that before effecting disqualification, the affected directors should be extended an opportunity of hearing. The court observed that ineligibility of directors under Section 164 is for a period of 5 years and not perpetual. Moreover, ineligibility under the provisions arises by operation of law. Therefore, the requirement of hearing does not arise, and principles of natural justice do not have to be read into the sections. Disqualifications based on default prior to 1 April 2014, bad in law and set aside. The petitioners argued that the 2013 Act has only prospective operation, implying that directors cannot be disqualified under Section 164 Clause 2 till 2017. Agreeing with the petitioners that only the defaults made by the companies in filing financial statements, annual returns in the financial year 2014 to 15, and subsequent financial years can be taken into account for disqualifying a director, the court held thus. It is a settled proposition of law that no statute shall be construed to have retrospective operation unless such a construction appears very clearly in the terms of the Act or arises by necessary implication. Directors of private companies cannot be disqualified for appointment, reappointment as mandated under Section 164 Clause 2 if any of such three consecutive defaults in filing annual returns, financial statements is before the financial year 2014 to 15. Provisos to Section 164 Clause 2 and 167 Clause 1A to have retrospective effect. While discarding the argument of illegality and unconstitutionality of the proviso, the court observed that they intended to enable the defaulting companies to file financial statements, annual returns for defaulted years, and to vacate them from the office of directors in all other companies. Taking into consideration the purpose of incorporating the proviso, it was held thus: the proviso inserted below Section 164 Clause 2 and Section 167 Clause 1A of the Act 2013 by the Companies Amendment Act 2017 with effect from 7th May 2018 are constitutionally valid, and the same being clarificatory and nature would apply retrospectively. However, the words in all the companies appearing in the proviso to Section 167 subclause 1 clause A will have only prospective operation. The DINs of petitioners to be reactivated. The petitions mentioned that their director identification number were cancelled following their disqualification. The court observed that Rule 11 does not empower any authority to cancel or deactivate director identification numbers upon disqualification under Section 164 Clause 2. Cancellation or deactivation is contemplated only where it is duplicated or obtained through fraudulent means as mentioned in Rule 11. Moreover, director identification numbers is an identification number, and disqualification under Section 164 Clause 2 is temporary. Hence, there is no justification for cancelling, deactivating director and identification numbers of directors consequent on their disqualification. The court observed thus the director investigation numbers of the petitioners allotted under Rule 10 of the Companies Appointment and Qualification of Directors Rules 2014 are not liable to be deactivated or cancelled solely for the reason that the petitioners stand disqualified for appointment, reappointment as directors of companies by operation of Section 164 Clause 2. However, the respondents were given the liberty to cancel, deactivate the director identification numbers of the petitioners for any reason laid down in Rule 11. The following are the directors' declaration issued by the court: Section 164 Clause 2 and Section 167 Clause 1 of the Companies Act 2013 are not ultra vires Article 14 or Article 19 subclause 1 clause G of the Constitution of India. Disqualification of the petitioner under Section 164 Clause 2 of the Companies Act 2013 is by operation of law, and the petitioner are not entitled to any opportunity of hearing in the matter. Third, Section 164 Clause 2 is not retrospective in operation, and only the defaults made by companies in filing financial statements, annual returns in the financial year 2014 to 15 and subsequent financial years can be taken into account for disqualifying a director under Section 164 Clause 2 of the Companies Act. 4. Where disqualification of petitioners is based on any period of default prior to 1 April 2014, such disqualifications are bad in law and are hence set aside. 5th, the provisos inserted below Section 164 Clause 2 and Section 167 Subclause 1A of the Act 2013 by the Companies Amendment Act 2017 with effect from 7th May 2018 are constitutionally valid, and the same being clarificatory in nature would apply retrospectively. However, the words "in all the companies" appearing in the proviso to Section 167 subclause 1A will have only prospective operation. Sixth, notice under Section 455 Clause 4 of the Companies Act 2013 is not a sine qua non for applying the provision of Section 164 Clause 2 or 167 to the directors of any defaulting company. The director identification numbers of the petitioners allotted under Rule 10 of the Companies Appointment and Qualifications of Directors Rule 2014 are not liable to be deactivated or cancelled solely for the reason that the petitioners stand disqualified for appointment, reappointment as directors of companies by operation of Section 164 Clause 2. 8. Consequently, there will be a direction to the respondents to reactivate the director identification numbers of the petitioners forthwith. However, it is made clear that the respondents will be at liberty to cancel or deactivate the director identification numbers of the petitioners for any reason laid down in Rule 11 of the Companies Appointment and Qualification of Directors Rule 2014. Ninth, where the names of any companies stand struck off, the petitioners in respect of such companies are at liberty to invoke Section 252 of the Companies Act 2013 to challenge the striking of the names of their companies from the register of companies and to resort to legal remedies available to them to challenge their disqualification for holding the office of director. The observation made by Kerala High Court are similar to decisions of Gujarat, Madras, Karnataka, Allahabad and Madhya Pradesh High Courts on the position of law. Endless qualification of directors under Section 164 Clause 2 of the Companies Act. The Delhi High Court has taken a contrary view in Mukut Pathak and others versus Union of India and others, which held that the said section can apply to failure in filing returns for financial years prior to 2014, the year in which the said section came into force. So the case is Jacharya, Maram, Kandathil, Mohan and others versus Union of India. Sorry, the case is related to Kerala High Court and it's hard to read, so I'm extremely sorry for the error which I made into this recording. Else, thank you.